Hi, my name is Katerina Samardzija. I'm a student athlete at Grand Valley State University, and my company is Locker Lifestyle. It all started when one day after practice, my teammates and I went into our gym. All we needed was an ID and key, but we brought bulky wallets, and when we turned our backs, we had our valuables stolen out of the open gym cubbies. It was then I hypothesized if unsecured storage is a legitimate problem. I didn't seem to be the only one with this problem, and running belts were the only alternative. To test my hypothesis, I interviewed 75 student athletes to see what they needed for the gym and what they used to secure their valuables. The consensus was purses, running belts, and wallets, all of which were bulky, not machine washable, and restricting. Fortunately, Momager, as I like to call her, had a bridal store, so I was able to meet with her seamstress to prototype for free. In our first stages of development, we spent $23 on material, $0 for labor, and $0 for tools, for a grand total of $23. That of which also included a free private class on learning how to sew. Within a few hours, we crafted wearable solutions that allow you to stash the essentials so you always have what you need within reach. After further surveying our customers and working with them, we crafted our first product, the wrist locker, which is the length of an ID to fit cash, keys, credit cards, and more. The head locker is a pocket headband secured by Velcro worn at the base of your head to fit ID, cash, and running gels, or you can wrap it around your wrist as a wrist wallet. All of our products allow you to bring the basics. Our fabric is dry wicking and high performance, and machine washable. You have both in front of you there. To test our products, we launched on Etsy, which is free, and you can ship orders right from your home. Sales took off organically, and people were leaving 5-star reviews left and right. The feedback not only was great from these customers, but also talked about their experiences and that they couldn't wait to go for a run and now can travel worry-free. We also attended our first market booth, and it was free, and we sold out within a couple of hours. The market was just what we needed because we were able to talk with over 300 customers in a couple of hours. And they only had positive things to say. But when we asked for additional feedback, what customers really wanted was the ability to fit their phones in our wrist wallets. At first, this didn't make sense to us because phones were bulky, and new phone models are coming out every few months, so we didn't know how we could accommodate these few models at first. But after 100+ requests from customers, we went back to the drawing board for our first pivot. When further analyzing through the lean canvas, we knew we needed to prove ourselves more than our high-quality construction of fabric and branded trademarks. Through our initial surveys, I thought our main pain point was to bring identification. But after talking with customers at expos and meeting with them face-to-face, we realized that the real pain point was the ability and need to bring your phone. So we spent $10 prototyping in Momager's bridal store for free, and it was time to get the patents pending. We crafted a larger wrist locker and tested it with athletes, moms, friends, and our 30 brand ambassadors. The results? They all loved it and intended to purchase for friends. At a high level, you can say we created the fanny pack for your arm. And not to spoil the ending, but the larger wrist locker is our #1 selling product to date, all because we decided to listen to our customers. When further analyzing our place in the market, we saw our competition had major gaps. So when further surveying and working with customers, we made sure to craft all of our products according to the specifications of what they needed and wanted. So we added a semi-auto locking zipper so it doesn't jangle when you move. We made sure our fabric was all machine washable and dry wicking, and we tested our large band to be able to test every single phone on the market, including cases. There's also only one pocket headband competitor on the market, so we spent $15 to test it ourselves. We saw it was lacking everything our customers were looking for, so we made sure to craft our pocket headband as machine washable with Velcro storage to be dry wicking. And after talking with gym goers and runners, we added non-slip gel on the inside for an extra grip. Unfortunately, in January of 2017, Momager lost her store to a devastating fire. Not only did she lose her business of 26 years, but I lost all materials, patterns, and prototypes to make the product. We were back to zero. But our mentors reminded us of the business model canvas and that this was just another pivot. The CEO of Skirt Sports taught us the wholesale side of business. The CEO of Twisted Silver taught us how to deal with influencers. The VP of Climate taught us the ins and outs of Amazon. Our financial advisor taught us what to analyze to fund the need for our next batch of inventory. The founders of SheFit, who were on Shark Tank, helped us find our first large-scale manufacturing partners. And a past professor helped us bring our ideas to follow the canvas. Our mentors reminded us of the high-quality products we provided and the quantity of sales that has already validated our business. So we worked quick to find new channels. We built our website, lockerlifestyle.com, for $30 a month, and I was able to design it all myself for free. And we found larger expos to attend, like the Color Run, to sell at and fund our next batch of inventory. And we did our first retail test in Skirt Sports, Colorado, and we sold out within a few hours. They've already placed their third reorder with us after such positive feedback and demand from customers. And after winning the FedEx Small Business Grant Competition last year, we found a new segment in B2B sales. The VPs of FedEx were so impressed with our products that they placed a large custom order to give our products as gifts to high-profile clients. Through our e-commerce channels, we realized the importance of our conversion and repeat customer rates. By analyzing these numbers, we were able to make adjustments to our website to achieve a steady conversion rate of 3.26%. And a steady repeat customer rate of over 13%, that doubled around Christmas time. Advertising through Facebook, Google, and Instagram, we were able to find our cost per click and reach our truly ideal customer. Through low-cost advertising, we were able to understand buyer seasonality and where to focus our advertising. We wanted to learn more about our customer, so we sent surveys to our over 1,000-person email list and asked questions like, what do you use your product most for? How do you prefer to shop? And if you were to purchase one for a friend, what activity do you think they would use it most for? We received over 150 responses to unveil our most popular customer segment that we hadn't even started targeting yet, runners. And the over 50 reviews on our website were being left by people who couldn't wait to ditch their bulky running belt and even travel abroad. It turns out the thought of a storage problem was pretty legitimate. Social media also became an important platform for our customers to share their experiences. This is Hannah, an Instagram influencer, and she reached out to us out of the blue one day and said she needed to buy our product right now and tell us why. She said she went for a typical run, didn't want to wear the bulky running belt, and she was hit by a car, knocked unconscious. The police couldn't identify her, and the hospital couldn't even tell her parents. Fortunately, she's okay, but she says she now never runs without her wrist locker. And it was then we realized not only are we providing convenience, but safety and a peace of mind. And our products weren't just proven for runners. Our social media feed is 99% of what customers send us. We were getting pictures from concerts, adventures, and world travelers. And there are over 375 million theme park goers each year. And do you really trust those open cubbies right before you're about to get on a ride? Not to mention the athleisure industry is worth over $25 billion and growing 3% monthly. By further analyzing and pivoting through the business model canvas, we were able to narrow our customer segments, but realized we were impacting multiple markets. And so through further surveying and attending expos, we realized our largest customer segment were runners, then festival goers, and travelers. And we were able to reach all of these segments by first starting off on Etsy, selling out, shifting to our own website, lockerlifestyle.com, and we just launched on Amazon last month. We have current retail partnerships with Gazelle Sports and Score Sports Center. And Women's Running Magazine named our wrist locker the most versatile product for runners. We've co-logoed with FedEx, a local cruise line, Girls on the Run, and Skirt Sports in Colorado. We're also working to solidify our partnership with Marcus Lemonis and Camping World. They have a verbal intent of ordering, as well as the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. And multiple universities have reached out with interest in co-logoing our products across campuses. By analyzing and pivoting through the business model canvas, we've been able to get our wholesale pricing bring shipping down to under $3, create custom packaging, and find the fabric that meets our customers' needs. So
All right, and that is time. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it may just be a difference in language, but if you have such, well, I'll just use the exact thing that you said. So we had this great thing, we built it, we sold out, everybody loved it, it was fantastic, and it was time for our first pivot. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, right? So what evidence now, if you just extended and got bigger and expanded, fantastic and superb. But was there an actual change in your strategy that resulted from that? It just seemed like you extended your product line because you didn't get rid of the old stuff, right?
Correct. So at first, actually, we made a product called the phone locker, and it was really the reason we were able to fit bigger phones was by making the smaller
And that
size.
was the second product in the line or the third product in the line?
So the two products are right in front of you, the wrist
Right.
and headband.
Right.
And so we just extended the wristband and called it the phone locker so people would realize that it fit larger phones.
Okay.
And then when we were selling to retailers, they didn't understand the difference in the product because at face value, they looked the same. So we made the extension and then further advertised the different sizes. Like on our website, we have special sizing sections and things like that. So by creating a whole new product, it actually it came with we had feedback that it didn't make sense to people. If that answers your question.
So did you wound up just making it bigger and killing the prior product, and now it's taking this different form factor?
We were going to add it as an additional a third product.
Right.
And it just became an extension of the current. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So your customer segment list has exploded, which is a good thing, but how are you staying focused? Is there a common theme across them that you're seeing, or are you running different channels and different ads for each segment? How are you doing that?
Great question. Yeah, so we've actually hired 2 new people to help in these different segments. We have someone on the digital side of advertising, and we run split test ads for runners, the festival goers, and the travelers. And then myself, I mostly work on the B2B co-logoing side of things to focus on that. But we found that most lucrative customer segment is runners. So we've moved into going to expos and events and do that advertising mostly for runners.
You mentioned on this last slide here you have manufacturing options in place. I'm just curious, as far as the different types of lockers you sell, and which one's the most profitable? What are you looking at? I'm not so much worried about scale at the moment, but you're doing a lot of things like adding logos and things like that. So you could just walk through just what your cost structure looks like.
Yeah, so we started manufacturing in the U.S. Obviously, that didn't work out. So we moved overseas and have 2 manufacturing partners there. And we've been able to cut our costs in half, more than half, than going overseas. So the wrist locker costs $3.86. We retail it for $17.95. Which is our like I said, the larger size is the #1 selling product and has the best margins. And the headband costs $4.10, and we sell it for $13.95.
So that's helpful, thank you. Is that with the co-logos, or what kind of a cost and additional burden is that?
So additional co-logo, when giving wholesale pricing and information to customers, they can see the additional cost of a co-logo, depending on their volume, ranges between 50 cents to $1 per unit on top of the cost. So that's the difference that adds.
So what do you think is your greatest challenge right now? What's the current hypothesis that you need to get some intel on?
I would say, well, in terms of hypothesis, I would say more towards the actual scalability and finding the right people to get and work through these different channels, because we've proven the validation on a smaller scale and going to these expos. So we're working on partnering with the retailers and getting the packaging right that they like. That's been a thing, and working with different designers. But we're also working on the whole branding aspect of Locker Lifestyle and the pineapple, because we do have a unisex wristbands for the black and salt and pepper kind of thing, proving that it is a unisex product as well. And we'd like to partnership with races and getting into more word of mouth, or not word of mouth, I would say recognition for the actual brand.
And you're financing all this through internal free cash flow?
Yes. And we've done So our business is being funded by sales and a couple grants, like the FedEx Small Business Grant Competition was a great resource, and now I'll be on their board, actually, and each of those meetings we get paid to go on. So some other resources there, which is pretty nice, but the business has been funded through sales.
Okay, thank you.
And what's the size of your Instagram following, and these can just be
So just under 3,000 followers on Instagram. This is all organic. Over 1,000 Facebook likes. We have over 50 reviews on just the wrist locker on our website. We average about 3 shares per post, and 99% of our social media feed is what customers send us. Whereas in when I do online orders and shipments, we have a thank you card in there that asks people to tag us in their pictures and write a review. So that's been really successful for us.
Do you know which percentage of your new users come as a result of those users' behavior versus your outgoing marketing activities and current Facebook ad sales? So a post from a user as opposed to a Facebook ad that you paid for.
So actually our word of mouth has been most successful. Up until a few months ago, we hadn't done any outside advertising. It's been all organic sales.
Okay. 10%, 90%?
Not 95% it was like
With
word of mouth and sharing and going through expos, because we'd have people pick up business cards and share, and it would be kind of explosive, and we'd see spikes.
Yeah.
And Running Magazine picked us up, and they reached out to us.
Running Magazine isn't word of mouth, but yes, thank you. You
Or
answered the
yeah,
question.
they reached out to us, but we've been able to get our cost per conversion anywhere on Google Ads. We've been able to get 50 to 68 cents per lead, and then on Facebook advertising, it's been averaging between $3 and $4. It's a little more expensive, so we're testing the different types of ads to run.
Okay, thank you.
Have you considered Instagram influencers? Because you already had kind of, it
Yes.
seems like it could be a no-brainer.
So we're actually working on a plan right now. The CEO of Twisted Silver, who is up here, she's had her jewelry as gift bags in the Emmys, and so she has a lot of experience with influencers in those launch parties. So she's actually been helping us craft a plan to find the various influencers for like Lollapalooza and events and things like that. So we're actually currently working on that. Great.
All right, I think that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.